Alright, what's up out there? Yanni, got a new haul, mostly convention books, I believe. So we'll just get to it. These two are not convention books. Venom Carnage 3 and 4. Obviously, they announced Carnage for the Venom movie, and so everybody's going to ASM 361 for that first Carnage and 344 first Cletus Cassidy. I was thinking about it, and I said, you know what? This Venom Carnage mini-series that really jumped about, 3 years ago or so? That'd be a cool series to pick up in terms of how it relates to the movie, possibly. So I got 3 and 4. I ordered a number 1 that hasn't shown up yet, and I still need to find a number 2, which has proven to be a little bit of a bear. I guess some other people have the same thoughts right now, so I'm just going to have to wait it out a little bit. But these covers are awesome. Clayton Crane, obviously an awesome artist, especially when it comes to Venom and Carnage and symbiote artwork. So I paid about $10 each for those. No, paid $6.50 each for those. So I picked those up, hoping to put a set together. We'll see how it goes, I guess, at this point. Some other books that I picked up online. I think these were from the same seller. I got a Spawn number 1, really nice high grade copy for $4.25, and I figure why not throw this in for $8.50. Amazing Spider-Man 571 anti-venom cover variant. Not first appearance, but a cool anti-venom cover. Alright, this is from a convention. Did a little swapping with a guy who picked up a really nice copy of Secret Wars 8. Super bright, looks pretty sharp. I got myself another copy of Thief of Thieves 1 for, and let's see, I think this is all in trade, but like this was 10, this was 25. This Secret Wars was basically 60, but I traded for stuff that I wasn't worried about, so it's kind of a wash. And then threw in this one too, Batgirl Adventures number 1 for about 15 in trade, and that's a pretty nice copy. That's a tough book to find in high grade. I don't think it was ever really taken that well care of, and it's a black cover. Here's one you may want to pick up. I don't know. I'm not really sold on it. Magic number 1. This is number 1 in a 4-issue mini series. These minis, they did a lot of these X-Men mini series. They did like Cloak and Dagger. You know, I feel like none of them have really appreciated like people think they will. Probably because there's so many of them out there. And I kind of glanced through this series, and I don't see Illyana called Magic in here at all. Now, obviously, the spelling of the name lends to her character, but I did notice that they mention the New Mutants issues in which she starts getting involved in this series. So, from what I saw, she's not called Magic in here. And so it would still be New Mutants 14 where she's called Magic, but who knows? I mean, so I paid $1 for that. It's mainly why I picked it up, and it was a really nice high grade copy. I picked all these up for $1. Marvel 2-in-1 number 30, second full Spider-Woman. These are probably the highest grade copies I've ever seen of Marvel Age. I'm looking at this because I just noticed a little tick at the top here. Marvel Age 8 and 41. I mean, 41 is just bright white, really nice. It's got a touch of a spine roll. Not really mad about that. 41, I think I've shown it before. It is starting to sell at a decent pop because that Stan Lee cover. 8, got that Fred Hembeck Stan Lee. Picked this up, which I don't know why he had this for. This one might have been. Let me double check here. Yeah, this was a $2. It had 2 of them. Detective Comics number 576 McFarlane cover. Also had 577, had two of those for $1. Or $2, I'm sorry. And then I got an X-Men 150. Not a hard book to find at all, but it was a really nice high-grade copy for $2, so I figured why not. And a Web of Spider-Man #1. I believe this one was $1. And that book has started to see some resurgence. Black costume, I guess, is the reasoning for that. I think overall you're starting to see a little bit of resurgence in some Spider-Man books, like Spider-Man #1, the McFarlane series. Transformers #1, first print, $5. Not mad about that. This was probably the steal of the show that I got. Wolverine Origins #10, the variant, for $20. Nice white copy. I mean, it's a near mint copy easily. And I don't think I owned one of these yet. First docking. So I was happy to get that for $20. I think that's a good price for that. Also picked up a Giant Size Defenders #3, first Korvac. I have a little bit of a spec on this because James Gunn's Instagram, he posted a picture of a bunch of comics that one of the other people on the movie got him, and this was a while ago. This was when the last movie came out. It was like the first appearances of a lot of the characters, but like for Guardians, I think. Oh no, they had the Marvel superhero. They had the Astonishing Tales reprint of the first Guardians, and they had this one in there, which there was no, as far as I know, there's still no relation to Korvac in the Guardians movies. But so it got me thinking, you know what? Why would that one be in there? And I don't think the picture was clear enough. I think it did say first Korvac. Each comic had like a sticker on it that said the meaning of the comic in relation to Guardians. I can't remember what this one said, but it got me thinking, why would they get this book and they have all the other Guardians stuff that has been in the first couple movies? So is there something maybe planned for #3 with Korvac? It's always been rumored. So I'm picking them up when I can find them at a decent price. And I paid $15 for that. Also threw in, same dealer, a pretty high grade copy of Uncanny 130, first Dazzler. When I bought this, it was around that same week when she was announced for the next X-Men movie. So I picked that up. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what else we got. Trying to think. I must have bought this online from a online dealer. Yeah, it must have been the same one I got these. So that one was $10 I paid. Sometimes they'll just try and bundle stuff to get decent shipping. I got a Wildcats #2 newsstand. I was really hoping this would be good enough to grade because in a 9/8 these sell really well. And I paid $6 for it. Unfortunately, there's like a little bump on here that I don't know if that would even press out or anything. Also picked up a Spawn #11 newsstand for $5. Why not? The newsstands is hot. Why not? The newsstands is hot. Online buy, eBay. Another one, Uncanny 130. This I did pay pretty high price for, $67. I think it was advertised as near mint. It's a pretty nice copy. There's two things with this book. One, the wrap on it is usually kind of bad where it leaves a little bit of this white here. That's pretty common with a number of the X-Men around that time. #2, it must be part of the background art. I think it is, like this thing shooting up here. This like fireworks. It ends up here at the top, like right in the middle of the book. It makes it look like there's like a spine tick or a rip. But that's just part of the background art, so it's for those people that really are like looking at it closely, you would probably think that's a rip or something. It's kind of annoying how it worked out. But I think I'm waiting for them to announce a decent actor for it, and then we'll see where the market goes with it. Got this online. I always have like an eBay search set up. I think as I've mentioned before that I like this book a lot. I like the future potential of it. So this was the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, #1 of Deadly Class. Paid $5 for that. I really like that cover a lot. I don't know who the cover artist is on there. Let's see if I can make that out. Don't recognize it. Nice cover though. I picked a set of these up. I think they're pretty nice. The Edge of Venomverse, Greg Horn, Unknown Comics. I mean, they're pretty decent. I'm not a huge Greg Horn fan, but I thought they were a good price. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with that Edge of Venomverse series in terms of future spec. I think in 10 years it's going to be like a lot of the other Venom stuff that eventually does appreciate. Probably should have pre-ordered some. I picked this up because I had somebody tell me that at the end of the new Spider-Man movie they show the spider armor, like the Iron Man Spider-Man suit, and I figured why not. This is a cool cover. It's a Dell'Otto. It collects all the Civil War issues when he uses the spider armor. I think I paid like $10 for it. The original artwork for this is a Panini Comics cover, European cover. It's really nice. Very tough to find. This is the best thing you can get, I guess, for a lot more affordable price. I don't know, the movie, it's not really spider armor, I don't think. It's just like a little bit flashier Spider-Man suit. If you haven't seen it, oh well. Sorry. This was another convention I went to. These Jennifer Sun Wonder Woman variant covers, cover Bs. They're really heating up, especially this one, 23. Paid $2 each for these, just like dealer's back stock. The one thing I will say about these is I kind of feel like they're heating up because they are variants, more or less. I mean, they're really just cover A and B. That just means that one cover had to be A, and then whatever the other cover they decided is technically a variant. So I hope people aren't buying them just because they're variant, because you can order A and B the same amount. Scud #1, first print. I've always had my eye out for this. I've looked at a number of copies. None of them really, the grade wasn't where I wanted them at for the price. This one, the grade isn't really where I want it, but the price I thought was fair. It was $20. Don't have one, so it's just one of those independent books that I really don't know a whole lot about. I know there's a little bit of a cult following, and I just like adding these kind of books to my collection. They're hard to find. Don't see them too often in the wild. So I figured why not for that price. Picked this up from a dealer. Book that's been on my radar for a while, for a few months now. It seems to be selling pretty well when they come online on eBay for like a buy it now. They sell right away. Uncanny X-Men 129, first Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde, and the White Queen. Eventually may have some role in the X-Men movie universe, but I think in general this Byrne Claremont stuff is kind of creeping up there a little bit. And it's a pretty nice copy. It's probably like a VF. Paid $35 for it. Also picked up I thought I had this book before, and I went and looked back, and I did not. So I was happy that I did pick it up. Marvel Superheroes #12, first Captain Marvel. This is a pretty nice copy. I paid $60 for it. I believe it does. Let me just double check this real quick. Yeah, I paid $60. It does have a subscription crease down the middle, and it looks like it was pressed because it's a square bound book. The bottom almost looks the spine looks round, like somebody pressed it, and that would be Also, why that subscription crease isn't so visible. And I mean, even from here, I can't really see it. So I think it was pressed. Pretty nice copy, though, I will say. And I think this one, the Captain Marvel movie doesn't come out for like another year and a half at least. I think it comes out in February of 2019. So we got a little time, but I did not have a copy of that. And I think right now it's in a little bit of a lull because it's so far away. Oh, and I thought I had bought it previously, but I went back and looked at my collection and I bought Captain Marvel #1. So pretty stoked to have that first appearance. Now this next group this was like the first table I bought stuff at the show, and it was probably the best table. So I was real pumped at the beginning, thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna find a lot of good stuff because it just scored at this table. Astonishing Tales #6, first Barbara Morse who becomes Mockingbird. This book was real hot for a little while, and paid $5 for it. It's probably like a fine, but I think that's still a good price. They had a lot of Batman and Detective Comics, Copper Age stuff that was in real nice condition. So while I already have a copy of this, I couldn't pass it up in this grade. $8 for a near mint copy, black cover, a little bit of a wrap issue going down, but it's a really nice copy. So all these are like near mint, and I said, what the heck, I have them, but I'm not gonna pass them up at this price. This was $4. Detective 532, Joker Train. I got a Detective 553, which is the second Black Mask. So at that point, I had pulled out those books, and I pulled out one other I'll show you, and I started to negotiate. Well, let me pull this book out. So there's one more I'll show you, but I pulled this one out, and I started to negotiate. They had 85 on it, and I said, would you take, I think I said 75 for all the books that I just showed you. Something like that. Which, whatever, it's a starting point. I think 85 for this book is a little bit over. It's probably right where the eBay market is, but this isn't a super high grade copy. It is high grade. It's probably like a 9.4. I think it's got like one or two spine issues. I think it's about 9.4. So they're kind of hoeing and humming, and I said, hold up, let me grab a couple more books. I might have said 85 total for all of them, which was the sticker price they had on there. The other books are like $20, so it's basically what I was talking to them. I grabbed this, Batman and Robin #8, Batman and Robin Adventures #8, and #21. Nice copies as well, and I threw those in. We ended up at about 110, so I paid it about $10 each for these, and so I put this one at around $70 for that Batman 635. But what really sealed the deal, and I probably shouldn't have haggled with them, was I looked at their dollar books on the floor, and I pull out this guy, and it didn't have a board in it, just in a bag. And this was probably 20 minutes after I was talking to another dealer, and another friend was there, and we were talking about being fair to people in terms of what they ask in price at like yard sales and stuff, where people may not know what comics are worth. There's a fine line like between blatantly like ripping somebody off and giving somebody a chance to say, hey, I think this is worth a little bit more. Do you want to maybe rethink about it, because I'm willing to pay you a little bit more? Or maybe you just give them a little bit extra and say, thanks, thanks for the bargain. So I found this in the dollar bin, and I pulled it out, and they were on the floor, and I flip it up top, and I said, was this supposed to be in the dollar box? And the guy immediately says, yep, that was supposed to be down there. I said, okay, fine. I mean, if you want me to pay $1 for that, I will. I really did not even look at the condition, because I bought these before for $1, and condition doesn't really matter at that price. And when I got home, I looked at this thing, and it is really nice. So I definitely got a good deal from these people. Hope to buy from them again, spend a little bit more money with them at future shows. But I think there's you give people a chance when you know something is grossly undervalued, and just to rethink it. and say, are you sure it's just the price you want? Because it doesn't seem quite right, and it'll come full circle. You know, like this. I mean, gave them a chance. They said, yeah, that's the price I want. I said, fine. So it is what it is at that point. So that's all I got. I didn't have a whole lot compared to past ones, but I like this size of video. It's just a matter of getting around to making it. So thanks again for watching another haul video. Gonna hit some shows coming up here in the near future. Looking forward to the rest of the summer. Keep trolling those dollar boxes.